Hello and welcome back to another episode of dwraysgarage. Thanks for checking in. We have an interesting pair of episodes for you here. This is part 1 of 2 where we will show chrome deleting, generally speaking, using vinyl, and then showing you the use of knifeless tape, which is a real lifesaver and game changer as compared to taking a very sharp blade too close to your paintwork in some situations. I've done chrome deletes on previous cars, so I have a little bit more experience now to know how to do this better, and there is no substitute for experience. If you were to take this for a professional job on this particular vehicle, you're looking at about $1,500, at least here in Arizona. And I've seen professional work, at least some of it, and it wasn't arguably any better than what we came out with, and I think we did a pretty bang-up job. So all that said, I think it's definitely something that you can undertake if you have patience and a little bit of focus, and ideally 4 hands in lieu of 2. The cost to do it yourself for the materials I've shown here is roughly $100, depending where you buy. We picked up most of the vinyl on Amazon. The gloves are an optional extra, but I would recommend them. It does make navigating and pushing down that chrome easy without getting snagged with fingernails and other elements like that. Hopefully you pick up a couple of basic techniques here, and like I said in part 2, we'll look at the more specific areas of a Tesla X and how to dress up your car and tackle some of the more technical aspects of a Tesla. We have not yet undertaken the side mirrors. That is a project that does require a little bit more finessing, and I'll let Amanda get to that at some stage in the future. If you're looking for perfect, I'm going to suggest you check the dictionary. Otherwise, watch on, enjoy, and learn. Now, I know most people don't like health insurance, but this card has proven equally as useful as these guys. You need both. Soft side here in order to help the vinyl lay down tight. Then this is your tucking edge. But if you've got very thin seams, there's very uneven seams around this car as well as others. So a thinner, slightly pliable one, a little thinner than a credit card, tends to be just the ticket. So this is the part where you just want to make sure that the vinyl hasn't taken to the paint too much, so don't get too cute with it too fast. Just gently kind of push it in, and if you feel resistance, take a different angle. Just try and loosen it up from the top and get it unstuck from the paint, because you don't want to rip it at this stage. Most of the heavy lifting is done. Little cut just outside of the corner here, so you can kind of see where your knife pokes through. Just cut straight out. And then you can cut off most of it so you don't get too many layers back here. And you can see where I messed up here. See at the top? I clumsily left some chrome there. So we have to decide if we're going to do this again or not, but it's probably not worth it. There you have it. Door handles blacked out. So this is one of the easier window trims to execute on, which doesn't mean we'll do it right, but we'll try. On the top here, on the X, I don't know if you can see this very well, but this peels down pretty nicely. So it gives you room for tucking up here. It said tucking. And then you can kind of bring it back up once you've got your vinyl tucked in there. And then what we're going to do on the bottom side, down here, where it's the paint, is we're going to do that knifeless tape again and run that along the bottom. That will be our only cut line, because we're going to try and lay the vinyl with our overlap on the top in a perfectly straight line, which is a lot easier to do on these straight trim pieces. Probably it'll be more challenging when we get to some of the curved edges that come in the rest of the doors. Tends to be a good idea to do your hardest and most risky adjustment first, by which I mean probably the knifeless tape on this one, because tucking this at this point, we could spend 5 minutes tucking here and then something goes awry in the knifeless tape end. So like I said, highest risk first. That way if you do have to start over, and we've never started over because we're perfect, but if you had to start over, then you're not committing wasting as much time. The material's still a waste, but all right, I think we're good to tape off. And there's quite a bit of chrome and crime back here. So, can I open this door a little bit more? If you get too close to the corner, you're gonna leave a shiny piece of chrome looking at you that you don't want to see. So, favor more.
Should have wrapped more of our Christmas presents.
And we're tucked here. Make sure bring this across over. See, got a little crease there, but that'll melt away. And just pull back this seal here. That under. Oh, that's messy. Got one to give it back. One more. There we go. Why they couldn't do that? All right. So that was the easy part. Next time we'll show you where we use some Plasti Dip on the front and rear. We'll show you some of the more technical Tesla X specific items, and then my proud feat of getting the rear trim piece two-toned, which looked great, but these side markers were no joke either. Catch you next time, everyone. Thanks for logging in. Bye now.